Hi, it's Nadia. Today we are going to make white bread. Making bread at home is easy, economical, and healthy. Help us avoid consuming any unwanted food additives. Also, it's a hearty expression to your family with a loaf of handmade bread. The bread recipe is simple, easy, and versatile. Now, let's get to the bread basics together. Ingredients: 100%, 300 grams of bread flour, about 2 1/4 cups. 60%, 180 grams of warm water, about 3/4 cup, in body temperature. 6%, 18 grams of butter, about 4 teaspoons, unsalted and in room temperature. 3%, 9 grams of sugar, about 2 teaspoons. 2%, 6 grams of salt, about 1 teaspoon. 1%, 3 grams of instant yeast, about 1 teaspoon. Making process: making yeast liquid. Add 1 teaspoon of yeast in 3/4 cup of water. Add 2 teaspoons of sugar to feed the yeast. Give it a good stir and leave it for 5 minutes until it becomes foamy. It shows the yeast is good to use. Add 1 teaspoon of salt in 2 1/4 cups of bread flour. Mix them nicely and evenly. Add the yeast liquid into the bowl. Use a spatula to mix them all together. Use your hand to help incorporate all the ingredients. When the bowl becomes clean, take the dough in a working surface and start kneading. The portion of flour and water is quite right. We need no more flour to help kneading. Kneading is basically a series of repeated motions about fold, push, and turn. It's also a time to knead 4 teaspoons of butter into the dough, 1 teaspoon at a time. If you use oil or melted butter, it can be added in earlier stage of mixing. Butter makes the dough very smooth and soft. Give the dough a good kneading for 8 to 10 minutes. It'll help to fully incorporate all the ingredients. Develop the gluten that builds the structure of the bread. It's also a good exercise. I also found kneading very therapeutic. When the dough becomes elastic, it's nearly the end of kneading. Shape the dough into a round bowl. Have a clean bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of oil. Brush the oil around the bowl. Put the dough in. Have it coated with oil nicely. Cover it with a lid or a plastic wrap. Leave it in a warm place. Let it proof for 60 to 90 minutes. Until the dough size is doubled, the first proofing is complete. Sharing a tip to use your oven or microwave as a fermentation box. Put the dough with 2 cups of boiling water in oven. The heat will help the fermentation process. Use a round edge scraper to deflate the dough. Put the dough in the working surface. Gently flatten it. A rolling pin can be used to help. I like to use my palms just to press the dough. Flip the dough. Make sure the dough length is suitable for the loaf pan size. Let it rest for 1 to 2 minutes. At the same time the dough is resting, Grease the loaf pan with a teaspoon of oil. Gently roll the flat dough into a cylinder dough. Pinch and seal the dough button. Gently put the dough into the pan. Use your knuckles to make the dough evenly put. Leave it 30 minutes in a warm place for the second and final proofing. Within these 30 minutes, be sure to preheat the oven to 200 degrees Celsius, about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and check the dough in between. When the dough is reaching 80 to 90% full in the pan, the proofing process is done. Put the bread right in the oven and bake it for 20 to 25 minutes. It's optional that few tablespoons of water can be put under the loaf pan to create some steam. It'll make the bread outside with a beautiful crust. When the baking is done, take it right out of the pan and let it cool in a rack for 10 minutes. I made my favorite ham and egg sandwich right away to enjoy the freshly baked bread. The next day I made a toast with butter for breakfast. See how beautiful the sunlight spread on the butter and the bread. That's really a simple joy to start the day. I hope this video gives you another reference about the basics of bread making. I had another video sharing 3 secrets to look at the ingredients and the bread pans. Making one simple bread recipe becomes unlimited. Be sure to check it out. Please always remember that life is beautiful. You are cherished and blessed. Thank you for your watching and considering to subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye!